Yo, that's a pretty dope intro. I can't wait to get that stupid Fiverr thing off of it because, like, the dude over in India who made it for me won't. I guess he's sleeping right now, so he couldn't get it back to me. So we just had to use the whatever template, the fake template. What's up, dude? What's up, man? This is my first stream, college football. Hopefully this won't be as rough as my first golf stream. Went back and watched that to give myself a little motivation. Tough scene, big guy. Real tough scene. So hopefully I'm a little bit more polished this time. I'm going to tell you a couple things. There's still going to be a lot of not giving a fuck. There's still going to be a whole lot of cussing. And there's going to be a whole lot of me calling people dumbasses. So if those aren't your things, go ahead and check out, brother. So for all of you that don't know, I'm the Degenerate 75. I'm a high-limit DFS player. I've been doing it, at a very high level for about 5 years now. And I only do two sports. I do golf, I do football. Golf has basically started my channel. I started 3 months ago. That shit blew the fuck up. I realized I love football, and I can do them both at the same time with some help with some friends. And so that's what we're going to do. I'm going to start doing this stream right here that you're on. First and 10 with Degen is the name of the show, you motherfather. And what we're going to do is we're going to talk about bets. We're going to talk about prize picks, and we're going to talk about college football DFS. Because let me go ahead and tell you, the big guy's been watching some content out there for college football, and it's fucking rough. It's a tough scene. There is not a lot of great information out there, and the stuff that there is like, I thought the whole DFS or PGA DFS community was bad. My God. PGA DFS is fucking gold compared to what's here. So somebody needs to bring a little entertainment and a little organization to the college football DFS realm. I'm going to be that motherfather. Maybe you like me. If you do, you should hang around because I'm going to be doing this for a while. I love college football. I even went and bought a brand new hat today. You see that? You like that? The brand new OU hat looking fresh. So we're going to do this stream every single Friday night at 7 p.m. Central Standard Time Zone. Hey, new guy. Central Standard Time Zone is the Lord's time zone. If you're one of those East Coast or West Coast snobs, I don't give a fuck, okay? This is the Lord's time zone. We're here at 7 o'clock every Friday. You can count on it. I do the same thing for golf every Wednesday. People love it. You see this big-ass wheel right here above my shoulder? I'm going to do a big drawing later on for everybody that went and retweeted my show today. And the winner, you know what? I don't just say, hey, bud, here's $20. Go fuck off. No. I'm going to get with you after the show, and we're going to make a lineup on me that I'll put in the contest tomorrow, and anything we win. I think first place is $30,000 tomorrow. I will split it with you 50-50. So let's go win 15 grand. What do you say? If you were like, hey, I want my name on the wheel, I didn't know about it. Well, next time go retweet my shit, motherfucker. There'll also be some other ways to get in. But for tonight, it was just that. So there you go. That's what that is. If I do it now, I know you won't stick around, so I'm going to do it later. Don't forget, over here in the chat, make sure to leave questions. If you don't put a question mark, I ain't going to read it. Any questions you have, you put them over there. We are going to do a little Q&A at the end, right? I normally get like 200 or 300 people that watch my golf shit, but this is my first time doing this. So I doubt a lot of people are going to do it. But if you could do me a favor, go tell a friend. Because this shit's going to grow fast. Once I catch on like fire. So help your dude out. Go share it with some friends because fucking YouTube hates me and won't put it in their algorithm. So do that for your dude. I really appreciate it. I promise you, you will get all of your effort back and then some with all the shit I will teach you because, I'm not going to lie to you. I know this shit really well. I know these streets well. So that's it. We do golf. We do football. Okay? But you're here for football. So I want you to know every Friday night we're doing the stream. But tomorrow, we are going to do a live stream of the Nebraska game, Nebraska Northwestern. And during that, we're going to be tracking our bets, we're going to be tracking our prize picks, and we're going to be tracking DFS and seeing if there's any late switches we need to make, seeing how our lineups are doing, just generally hanging out for a few hours, drinking some ranch water. For all of you that don't know, ranch water is my brand. Topo Chico, reach out to your boy. We need a sponsor. And it gets me a little saucy. I cuss more, and just generally more fun to be around. Man, she put a lot of fucking salt in that. Yeah, I didn't make my own drink. Deal with it. So, there you go. That's it. That's what we're doing. New guy. Glad you're here, man. Glad you found my channel. I hope you like it. I hope you can go drop me a like and a sub. I'd really appreciate it. We're growing the channel. You can't help but know this new guy. No fucking ads on here. You didn't have to go play like do. You didn't have to go skip over all those ads because I'm not a fucking poor and I don't put ads on my videos. So all I ask in return is maybe you give your boy a like and a sub. That's it, right? Help the old ranch water fund. That's what we do. So hopefully you like the cut of my jib and you go drop me a like and a sub. If not, well, fuck off. So that's it. We're going to get going. We're not going to spend all day. You're like, hey, I want to do the big spinny wheel. Too bad. We'll come back to it later. So first thing we're going to do, this is a little bit different. On my golf streams, it's almost all DFS. Hey, new guy, maybe you don't know what that is. DFS is daily fantasy sports, right? Surely you've seen it on DraftKings, FanDuel, stuff like that. And trust me, we're going to be talking about that later in the stream because there's a big fucking edge at that shit. Because nobody takes the time to learn how to do college football. And like the 3 fucking neckbeards that do college football don't know shit about DFS. And so what we can do is like use a little bit of effort to go research the teams and find the good plays, and a lot of game theory that I'm kind of the master of. We put those two together, and you know what? There might actually be an edge at this sport. There was a huge edge at PGA DFS before I fucked all that up by giving everybody all the secrets, and now I get beat by all my Discord people on the daily. What are you going to do? What are you going to do? Work harder. That's all you can do. So, let's start out by talking a little bit about the lines tomorrow. Tomorrow's week 0. If you don't know what the hell week 0 means, all that means is it's not fucking really week 1, right? If it was really week 1, we'd have everybody playing. We'd have Alabama and Georgia and OU. And by the way, can we talk about my Sooners real quick? Real quick about my Sooners? They said, Georgia's going to take that wide receiver. He's going to Georgia. OU lost him because OU, if you don't know, their wide receiver coach got in a little trouble. So commitment day came today. He's going to Georgia. We all know it. No. He's going to OU. And then tonight, another cornerback is choosing between OU and Alabama, and I'm hearing it's going to be good news for your boys and the Sooners. So OU might be beating out Georgia and Alabama for recruits today. Is the big guy excited about it? You fucking better believe it. I love college football. Okay, I love golf, but I love golf because it pays my bills. I love college football because, like, I was born in Oklahoma and there ain't shit else to do here, so we watch some college football. Last year, I did a lot of betting on college football. I ran at 57.8% for the year, which is like, oh, hey, that's really good. If you can go 57.8% every year, you'll be a very rich motherfucker. But I haven't. I have not. You know, like the year before that, I went 48.9. So, I'm not going to be one of those people who's like, I only pick winners. Like, don't fucking listen to those guys. If anybody just picked winners, they would be infinitely rich, and they sure as shit wouldn't be telling you about it. Am I right? So I will tell you, I put a lot of thought into these. A lot of the process I do at at DFS, I can put into betting. And, you know, I'll tell you this. I'm not one of those guys that does 15 bets every week, right? Like, I kind of just pick and choose my spots. And the first thing I would take away from tomorrow is it's so much projection week 1. It's truly gambling, in my opinion, right? Like, the great thing about college football, much more than NFL, is you can bet spots, right? There's sometimes in college football where teams are just in really bad spots, right? Like, they're coming off of a team that just got upset, and they're coming off of a bye week, and you're coming off of a really tough road loss or something like that, right? That's a terrible spot for a college football team. And so because of that, you can really take advantage of those and like find really plus EV plays to make bets on college football. I don't think that applies to pros because it's kind of in their name. They're fucking professionals and they can show up every Sunday. But 18 and 19-year-old kids, like, they kind of get down and they kind of overlook opponents and stuff like that. But here in week 1, ain't nobody overlooking nobody. So I would tell you, as your future betting financial advisor, slow the fuck down this week, big guy. Let's slow down, all right? So, first thing I would say is these lines are, you can see. So, first of all, let's go check out what the lines have been doing. So, Austin Peay, first of all, most of you aren't even going to be able to get a line on Austin Peay versus Western Kentucky because if you don't know, Austin Peay be Austin FCS, like they're not even a real FBS team. So a lot of places won't even offer a line on them. And when they do, they actually opened at less than 3 touchdowns, and now it's almost to 4 touchdowns. Western Kentucky is going to run up and down that field on Austin Peay. So if you can find a line on that, if anything, I would take the over because I know Western Kentucky is going to score a lot of points. And if you go check out that game, the over opened up at 65.5. It's up to 66.5. To me, you hope Austin Peay can score some points and Western Kentucky just never lets off the gas because I think Western Kentucky is like a lock for 42 tomorrow. If they get 42, well, then all you need is, 21? No, you'll probably need 24 out of Austin Peay to backdoor it, right? That would be the only way to bet that game. I doubt you can even get that action, but if you can. I think the best game to bet tomorrow, the one we'll be watching live right here, be here, is Northwestern versus Nebraska. Okay. This line opened, you can see it opened at 9.5, but it has moved all the way to, some are moving it all the way to 12. It actually got to, I thought I saw 13 earlier today. I guess some of the money's coming back in. I have pretty strong convictions on this. If I do bet a game tomorrow, it will be this game. First of all, the first thing I wanted to do was bet the under, but the under went down quick. It opened at 54, and then it got all the way down to 50. It looks like it's bounced back up to 52. This is a Big Ten game with offenses that, I mean, Northwestern's offense is atrocious, right? And if you're going to go bet Northwestern, you basically are hoping they win a game like 17-14, right? That's about the best case scenario for Northwestern to win this game. And in that case, 52 is quite a few points to be laying. I think the only reason that this game is above 50 is there is this thought that Casey Thompson, the transfer from Texas to the Cornhuskers, is going to come in and make the Cornhuskers like a magical offense, right? They're going to be like Baker Mayfield and OU back in 2017. Fucking doubt it, Bob. Although Casey Thompson's dad did play at OU. So I don't know if I were going to bet this game, I would definitely bet the under, but I'll tell you what I like. I feel like Northwestern can ugly this game up. I'm not convinced Nebraska has a great stiff run defense just quite yet. And I think Northwestern is going to be able to keep this game close and definitely can keep it within what is it? We're currently at 11.5 points, right? I think they can keep it within 10 points, and they lose this game something like 27-21 or something like that, right? Nebraska probably wins, but Nebraska covering 11.5 against a Northwestern team who actually runs the ball pretty well, has a pretty good offensive line. I mean, they literally have a top 5 projected guy at right tackle. So they are very live to keep this game competitive. I'm probably going to bet one game tomorrow. I'm probably going to take Northwestern, but I will tell you, I'm not going to bet my normal. I usually do pretty large bets on my games. This will be probably like a half a unit, if that, just so I can have a little skin in the game tomorrow while I'm sweating the game. I'm just not convinced. I'm not drinking the Nebraska Kool-Aid yet. That's all I'll say about that, right? The next one's Idaho State versus UNLV. I don't think you're going to find many lines there. That line, once again, Idaho State is a, what the fuck are they? They're a FCS school, football championship series, not football bowl series. So that line, not that great. Now you can even find somebody who'll take it. If you do find somebody who'll take that action, who the fuck has an opinion on that game? That's what I'm saying. Like, don't just bet to bet. If you're that kind of degen, I know my name's Degenerate75, but I don't just fucking bet to bet. I'm trying to win. Okay, I got children to feed. I'm kidding. I don't have children. I make good life decisions. Let's see. What else do we got here? All right, so here's a game you'll find some action on. UConn versus Utah State. This is Utah State. That's my boy Bob Stoops. He got caught on a hot mic one time when OU was struggling with Utah State. It will always be in my mind, Bob, saying, this is Utah State. So, all right, this line opened at, what did it open at? I just fucking looked at it. The line opened at 27, and it's actually down to 26. So, UConn's picking up some steam. They've picked up a full point. I will say this. UConn was atrocious last year. They were really bad. But, 4 touchdowns. Is Utah State 4 touchdowns better than even a high school team? I mean, I know they went 11-3 last year, but they lost a lot. So, to me, this is actually more of an interesting game from DFS, but, it just seems like UConn might be able to keep it relatively close. Let's see. What's the over-under? 59.5. So 59.5. Man, I wish UConn had any pulse on offense, because all they got to do is just get 17 points, and you're probably there. You're probably there, because you got to imagine Utah State's going to get 42 tomorrow, right? So, if I had to bet that game, I'd bet the over. I just, I know UConn is really bad, and to even count on them to get 17 points is a big fucking ask. But, if they get there, Utah State's going to run up and down the field on them. All right, here's probably the most boring game tomorrow, Wyoming versus Illinois. I feel like Illinois, people are forgetting that Illinois fucking sucks, and they're thinking, oh, they're in the Big Ten, and the Big Ten, in my opinion, gets way too much love. The SEC gets a lot of love, but let's face it, the SEC is fucking good, right? The Big Ten gets a lot of love just because they have big alumni. That's it. That's they have big alumni centers, so people are like, well, I got to say good things about them because those motherfuckers buy magazines. And so, I feel like if I had to take, first of all, I'm going to stay away from this game. But the line did open at -10. Now it's all the way to -14. If that line gets to -15, come on. Illinois is 2 touchdowns better than them. I don't know about all that. I will say, if the best bet on this game is to take the under. If you could have got it to the 46.5 when it opened, that would have been great, but now it's all the way down to 43, because to be honest, I don't think either of these guys can move the football. I think you're looking at a 20-13 type game here. I think it's going to be a slog. And because of that, the under is very appealing. But I will say this, 43 under in any college football game is very scary because, with the clock stopping on first downs and, teams average between 70 and 80 plays, like it's just, you can fucking accidentally score 43 points, right? So that's where we're at. I wish the over-under hadn't dropped so much. I mean, over 3, it's dropped 3.5 points. That's over a field goal. It's already dropped just in the past, that's since it opened way back in July. Never mind. But this week, it's still dropped another 0.5 point. So, yeah, these guys, if I had to bet this one, I would take Wyoming. I'd take Wyoming, especially if you can get 14.5. That's a really nice number. We got Duquesne. I know you're looking at that like, Duquesne? That's Duquesne. No, motherfather, it's Duquesne. Read a book. So you got them versus Florida State. Once again, Duquesne is not an FBS team, so you might not even be able to get a line on this. If you can, the line is looking huge. I mean, 5 touchdowns. That's ginormous. I would say in this game, this would be a good one to attack the over. You don't need our boys. If the boys from Duquesne just get 2 touchdowns, this game's almost certainly an over. I don't think of Florida State as having a shutdown defense. So, I'm pretty open to them covering that. I think that's a legit thing. All right, let's see here. And then one last one. I haven't, I'm not going to lie to you. This is the last game that I did any research on. So I know there's more games tomorrow night, but I don't have opinions on those because I didn't research them. So I'm not going to give opinions on games I didn't research. I focused a lot on the DFS because the DFS and the sports betting all crossed over. So let's see here. We've got Charlotte and FAU. I feel like this is the sneaky best game of the week. It has the smallest spread of all the games. I think it's going to be competitive. Anytime there's a competitive game, I'll always take the points. So I really like, the favorite. I like Charlotte, the dog, getting the points. Right? I'll take Charlotte for you. That's where I'll be. I don't think either team's great. I think it's a competitive game. If I can get over a touchdown, 7.5, I'm in. That's it, right? Hey, new guy, go check out the YouTube channel. Go drop me a like and a sub. Trying to grow it. Right now, I'm just the golf guy, but you know what? One day I'll be the college football guy because you are going to go share this with a friend, and you're going to go like and sub for me, right? All right. Let's see. Let's go check out some prize picks real quick. Let's see. Is it... I don't know. Let's see. Maybe you can see my credits. It doesn't matter. I got some money in there. Hopefully he put up the blur. I don't know if he did. It's not the end of the world if he didn't. Okay, so things to consider tomorrow. When you're doing prize picks tomorrow, do this, okay? Use it just like you do DFS and use it to tell yourself a story, okay? First of all, how do you think these games are going to play out? Like Ryan Helinski, the quarterback from Northwestern, fucking sucks, okay? 157 pass yards is... normally I would say he definitely is not going to get that. But if you think that Nebraska is going to be leading the game tomorrow and Northwestern is going to be playing from behind, well, then 157 yards, all that takes is 3 or 4 drives of them just passing a lot, and he's probably just going to accidentally get there. But if you think Northwestern, which I think will keep it competitive by running the ball, and can stay even or even ahead in this game, that's almost a lock for an under. I don't see any way he passes for over 157 yards in a competitive game because the only way it's going to be competitive is if it's low scoring and Northwestern's running the ball. That's what I think. So that's what you need to do with telling yourself a story. If you think Nebraska is going to have the second coming of Jesus himself and it's going to be Casey Thompson, well, then 231 yards is not a very big ask to get. Then you roll over here to like Austin Reed and stuff. By the way, you need to know this about me, new guy. I don't fucking give picks. I'm not going to give you picks. I already gave you a couple betting picks, but that's because I already told you I ain't going to fucking bet them, so you do whatever you want, big guy. But when it comes to this, I will tell you, I'm not going to give you any picks. I'm going to walk you through the logic because my whole thing is teaching you how to fish and not fishing for you, okay? That's what we do here. So here, I'm going to give you some things to consider. It would seem like Austin Reed and Western Kentucky are going to blow the doors off of Austin Peay. But the problem is you this early in the season, coaches, if they're up 35 points in the third quarter, there's a very good chance he's going to get pulled. And it is not easy to get 335 yards in a single half, right? Or even in 3 quarters. So that makes me not love that line. If he was in a competitive game, I would say take that 335 all day. He'll get there, right? So these are things you gotta consider, right? Logan Bonner, 276. I think he's a guy that's going to be passing a lot, getting some nice stats. But once again, They're probably going to rock UConn. And at some point, do the coaches just call it off early? That's the things you got to consider. Let's see. This is one, like Jordan Travis. Jordan Travis is a badass. He's playing Duquesne, and he's probably going to have a monster game. But I have heard that they've got some questionable offensive linemen going on there. I think that he is kind of their future, right? Like without him, they're not very good. And so I could see a world in which he goes out there and lights the world on fire and has 210 yards at halftime and doesn't play again. That's a legit thing. Plus, he runs a fair amount, so the idea that he's going to just automatically get 224 yards isn't a lock. Now, if he was playing a full game and you saw 224.5, you could basically put your mortgage on it. But we don't know that, right? So the point, I'm not going to go over every one of these. What I'm trying to tell you is go make your prize picks based on scripts that you think you're going to see tomorrow, right? If you think that Nebraska is going to control the game and going to be running the ball right down Northwestern's throat, which I don't agree with, but if you do, well then Ramir Johnson over 45.5 is a very good play, right? If you like, here's a good one that you probably haven't even considered. I think that this Wyoming-Illinois game is a really slow slogfest where there's going to be a lot of running, and Titus Swin is a pretty good running back who can grind out some yards. And if that game plays out the way I want, I would definitely be taking the over on his rushing yards. That's what I would be doing, right? Jordan Travis, the quarterback, over 50 yards rushing. Man, that's a lot. That's a lot for a quarterback. I know the dude can run, but that's a lot. I think your best bet is probably going to be receptions. Go find target monsters, and I feel like that's probably the best way to go, right? A good example of it, I feel like Trey Palmer is going to get a ton of targets. He's kind of their legit number one up there at Nebraska, so I would like the over 5 there. They don't seem like they have like 7 wide receivers they rotate in. He seems like a guy that's going to be on the field. Here's your donkey chalk tomorrow, Dawood Davis from Western Kentucky. But I'm just telling you, there's a lot of mouths to feed at Western Kentucky. And yeah, they may throw it 50 times, but not everybody can have 6 catches. Not everybody can have it. So the last thing you want to do is go bet a whole bunch of these Western Kentucky guys. And let's see, what the fuck did I just do? Get out of here. Get out of here. And go have all these Western Kentucky guys because they can't all get there, right? They can't all get there. So that's what I would tell you. Let's see. I haven't looked at prize picks as much as I want to. I will do more research. Over on my Discord, I put out, I'll do a more in-depth thing, right? So that is it for prize picks. Let's get over. Hey, dude, new guy, you need to understand this. We are talking, do I have golf up? I'm such a fucking degenerate. Let me get over here to college football real quick. So over here on college football, you can see contest selection. If you want to know the key to not lose, you like college football, you want to play some DFS, you want to have some fun, pick some guys, maybe win some big money, right? That sounds really, really fun. Well, let me go ahead and tell you. What was that game I just saw? What did I just see? I swear I just saw an $18. What did I just see? It must have been for next week. Anyways, so what you need to know is contest selection is the king. And I know what we're all going to do, right? We're all going to come over here and click on this first one. $120,000, $30,000 to first. So that's already 25% of all the money going to first. Not great, Bob. Not great at all. Got to get some ranch water. Hold on. And then here's a good rule to remember. Always go look at 10th place because 10th place is a really good showing. You want that number to be at least 1/10 of first place. So if 30,000 to first, we want to see 3,000 to 10th. And you can see it's only 500. That's only 1/60th. So there's a good chance you could have a smash fucking lineup tomorrow. You could kill it, and you're going to get $500 back on your $15. Which you're probably thinking, oh my God, I'd be so happy if I won $500. Bro, you know how often you're going to get a top 10 lineup in this GPP? If you did it once a year, you'd be lucky as shit. So you can't be thinking like that. If it were 3,000 to 10th, I'd be like, hell yeah. But it's not. It's 500. See, this is not a great contest. Furthermore, people like me can put 150 lineups in this, right? We can go stack all these different guys and have all these different one-offs that could just randomly go off. And you don't want to be playing against guys like that when you're putting 3 lineups in here. This is not a great tournament. You got your $50. You want to play in some tournaments tomorrow. Go check out this $4.20 max, right? Way better contest. $80. You can put 20 lineups in there, and no one else can put 20, and it has a great payout structure. Go check out the $6. Go check out the $1. Go check out the $5 single entry. That is where it's at. But you want to know the real truth? The real truth for tomorrow when it comes to contest selection, and you hear me on this. Tomorrow there will be tons of guessing about what's going to happen. But we do know the situation with a few of these teams. And so cash game tomorrow is where it's at. And new guy, I understand you may not know what cash game is. So let me tell you what cash game is. Cash game is simply double ups, 50-50s, head-to-heads, stuff like that, right? Whereas these things right here, all these ones I'm showing you up on the screen, this is a GPP, a guaranteed prize pool. And these are super top-heavy. But you know what? Maybe if you have $100, you'd be way better making a really good cash lineup for tomorrow, go and putting it in a double up and walking away with $200, right? Double your money. That's a pretty fucking good thing to do. Because tomorrow there are so many unknowns. Somebody is going to win this GPP, somebody $30,000 tomorrow with a play that you have probably never even considered. Perhaps even I haven't even considered, and I've considered a lot of mother fathers. So that is something you need to keep in mind. I feel like tomorrow is a great week to do cash. Because, and the weird thing is, most people would say it's a terrible time to do cash because we don't know everything. But because we don't know everything, you can take the few pieces of information we do know and get those safer points. That's what I would say. Same thing over if you are a FanDuel guy. Go check out FanDuel. They got a decent tournament, $10,000 to first. But then look, you scroll down here to 10th place, $200 for 10th place. That is 1/50th of first. That is a horrific payout. I get it. College football, they make super top heavy things, but you always need to be looking for better contest structures. Like go check out this one. First place is 2,000, but 10th place is 100. At least that's 1/20th, right? That's way better. And I'm pretty sure that's a single entry, right? I didn't see how many you get. No, that was a multi-entry. I lied. Check out lineups like that, right? Here's a $25 single entry. Let's go check out this $25 single entry. In this $25 single entry, which, by the way, always want to play single entries when you can because, you know, I can only play one lineup and you can only play one lineup. All right. What do you want? Please verify you're human. Please verify the fuck off, FanDuel. Damn. All right, whatever. We're moving on. Let's get over here to my thing. Let's go look at the games for tomorrow. The first thing you should always look at is the games, right? Because if you don't know, the biggest advantage you have at college football DFS is stacking and attacking a game. Some games are very favorable to high scores and some are very not. And you would be amazed. I am telling you, at least 1/3 of people out there don't even consider game stacks. Fucking ridiculous. I can't believe that they don't consider it, but they don't. So what you need to consider is this. What games are the best ones to attack? And then once you have the games that you want to attack, maybe it's 2 or 3 games, right? And you have your main stack with a quarterback, couple receivers, and a bring back, but then you do a secondary one. And if you just get the players in the games, the high-scoring games, your chances of having the nuts lineup go up exponentially. If you're randomly picking 7 or 8 guys from 7 or 8 games, all those are called one-offs, right? I'll just take this guy from this game, this guy from this game, this guy from this game, and there's no correlation between them. Well, then you might as well just go play scratch-offs because you're not fucking playing it right. You're going to be a loser in the long run. So there's 2 things we look for when we want to look at what are good games to attack. The first thing is obviously the over-under, right? We want a game that's going to have a lot of points because in case you're a fucking moron, the more points there are, the more points they score, the more fantasy points they get, right? Pretty simple stuff to understand. But then we run into another issue, and I think this is going to be our biggest issue for tomorrow is they need to be competitive games. Right? Just because the over-under is 65, that would sound great. Oh, my God, there's going to be so many points. But if, like, the third-string running back is running in 2 or 3 touchdowns, that doesn't do us much good, right? We need starters staying in and being competitive to the end of games. That's what we need. So, with that in mind, you need to know 2 things about tomorrow. DraftKings only has a 6-game slate, but FanDuel threw a 7th game on there. So the player pools are not the same. And I think that there is a lot of hidden value in that, but we'll get to that later. So just looking at these games, for all of you that don't understand this, well, let me walk you through the math. So if you want to understand a team total, like a team total is just how much you should expect them to score in the game. All you simply do is you just take the over-under. So for the Western Kentucky Austin Peay game, it is 66.5. You basically just take that and divide it in half. Let's just do the math and make it easy. Let's say it's 66, right? 66 divided by 2 is 33. Okay, so you got 33 is the average. So you no, I can't even remember what the fuck I'm saying. So you simply just, so then you take the line, which is 26.5. You take half of that. What's half of 33? That's going to be 20. Add the 33 to the other side. So whatever the half was, 33, you subtract 13, which is half of the 26-point spread, and you add 13 to this side, and that will get you to your team totals. So according to the spread, the average score tomorrow, if the spread works out, and if you don't know, Vegas knows what they're talking about, is going to be 46-20 is going to be the score. That's not a competitive game, right? There's a very good chance that they are going to call off the Wolves. Now, what we do like is that Western Kentucky is supposed to score 46 points, right? That is over 6 touchdowns. So we like that. What we don't like is that it is such a huge spread, and there's a decent chance they're going to call off the Wolves, and maybe the backup quarterback throws that last touchdown, or the backup running back scores that last touchdown or two. These are things we have to consider. It's ranch water time. Okay, so the next game we want to look at, Northwestern and Nebraska. It's a 50-point spread. Nebraska's 11.5, so they are projecting the score to be 31-19. That is not a very high score for college football. But on the flip side, this one actually is a decently competitive game, and we should expect the guys that we play to get all 4 quarters in. So that's something worth considering, right? And then, you can see all the games here. Idaho State versus UNLV. No surprise, it's a pretty big spread. UNLV, okay, these are backwards. UNLV should be 36.5. This is what happens when you let your editor edit shit. And they should be 15.5, right? So there you go. In that game, they're saying Idaho State's basically going to score 2 touchdowns and UNLV is going to score 5 touchdowns. That's useful information. We want to see our team scoring between 5, 6, 7 touchdowns. But the problem is it going to be competitive enough that it'll be the starters the whole time? Once again, Utah State, 42.5. That's what we want to see. But UConn only 16. Fuck. So once again, we got blowout potential there. Why does this matter? Because if we're going to pay a premium for a quarterback or a running back or a wide receiver, we need those motherfathers playing the whole damn game. The next one, Illinois versus Wyoming. Hey, a decently competitive game, 28-14 or 28-15 basically. But here's the problem. It's only 43 total. That's a very, very low score. So, if this game plays out to what they think it'll be, basically 28-15, how much upside is there for your guys to go off? Because in college football, 17 points ain't going to get it done from your wide receiver. You need a bunch of guys going ham. Florida State has the biggest total of anybody tomorrow at 47, but Duquesne only has 8.5. So that has blowout written all over it. Very good chance Florida State calls off the dogs early. So that really kills a lot of those guys' upside. Even though they may be in a great matchup, and you'll be looking at halftime being like, oh my God, he has 27 points. I'm going to win the GPP. No, you're not, because he's done. You need somebody that's going to go have 27 points at halftime and still have a second half to play. That's what you need, Bob. Hold on, I'm getting Netflix alerts over here. Get the fuck out of here, Netflix. Get the fuck out of here. All right. The next one and the last one. This is the sneaky one, right? Hear me on this, new guy. By the way, have you made your lineups yet? Because if you don't know, you never make your lineups till you watch this stream. So I hope you haven't made your fucking lineups. This is the game that I think will be forgotten about. It is not on DraftKings. This is only offered on FanDuel. And because of that, I bet a lot of people will make their lineups over on DraftKings, and then we'll come over to FanDuel and play the exact same guys. But I'm going to come at you with this, Bob. I think that that's going to make this game, the best game on the slate, go criminally underowned. So I'm telling you right now, if you want to be a sharp and you want to know how people like me play that have an edge at this shit, we find edges like this and we attack it. That's where it's at. Why is this game so good? Well, first of all, the over-under is 60, which is already pretty solid. When you start to get over 60, that's some points being scored. But here is the real kicker between FAU and Charlotte. The real kicker is this. It's only a 1-touchdown spread. So the projected score is 34-27. Why is that so good? Because that means it is likely going to be a competitive game all the way to the end, and they're anticipating points being scored, right? This isn't Wyoming and Illinois that's going to be a relatively competitive game, or Nebraska Northwestern, which is going to be a relatively competitive game. This is going to be a relatively competitive game with scoring. So that's the nuts play. So I think you're going to get a discount on guys from Charlotte and guys from FAU in a competitive game because people aren't even going to consider it because it's not on the DK slate. These are the things you need to take advantage of if you want to try to have an edge, especially in GPPs. Okay, in cash, maybe it doesn't matter as much, but I promise you it matters over on GPPs. All right, let's go check out some players. Look at this crazy color coding. If you want to see this whole sheet, I'm about to go post it over on my Discord. All the football content is free until September 1st, and then it is going behind the old Patreon wall. So if you want to support the cause, you can come over there. We have a great community, almost 300 people over there. We're going to be doing NFL and college football and showdown. Oh yeah, and I'm kind of the king of fucking golf, so I also do that too. If you're not into golf, let me just tell you, brother, you want to play golf. It's fun. So you can see my color coding here. There's two things you got to look at. First of all, we need to know how owned they're going to be. If you don't know this new guy, ownership is probably the single most important thing, right? Like, let's say tomorrow you really want to play Mr. Reed, which, by the way, how the fuck did I not put his ownership? He will definitely be high owned. Okay, he's going to probably, he'll probably be maybe the highest owned guy on the entire slate. So he's color coded in red for high owned. You see over here in the corner, we got moderate owned is yellow, low owned is green. So basically anything that was below 10%, I just called green. Anything that was 10 to 20%, I called yellow. And anything that was 20% above of my projections, I just called high owned. Okay, so there's that. And then I broke it down by game, because if you don't know, as I just told you, the key is finding a game. If you love Western Kentucky tomorrow, which makes a lot of sense because, you know, they're going to score a shit ton of points and be running up and down the field on Austin Peay. I gave you all the viable plays on here that make sense, because there's no sense in picking 7 or 8 guys, depending on if you're doing FanDuel or DraftKings, and just picking 7 or 8 fucking randos. You make sure that your lineup is correlated. Hey, new guy, you don't know what that word means, do you? It's too damn big for you. Let me help you out, brother. Okay, I was a new guy once also. Correlation just means when you take Reed, you should logically put him with at least 1 or 2 guys, preferably receivers, that he will be throwing to. So when he scores touchdowns, you'll get those. And you're thinking, yeah, that's called a stack. I know that. Okay, good. That's good. I'm glad you know that, new guy. But what about the flip side of that? You also need a bring back. Okay, and Austin Peay, I'll be the first to tell you, they don't have a lot of great options, and there's not a lot of great information about them out there. But if you're trying to win a GPP tomorrow, you need to be very open to a bring back, because you need Austin Peay to keep this game relatively competitive with Western Kentucky. Why? Well, because if Western Kentucky gets up 35-0 in the second quarter, they're probably going to call off the Wolves and quit trying. Okay, whereas if Austin Peay goes and scores and it's 35-21 at half, now you could be printing money if you have that Western Kentucky stack. Not to mention, maybe you have a bring back. If Austin Peay scores 21 points in the first half tomorrow, it is almost certainly that one of these 3 wide receivers right here are going to do it. Goodman, Shackford, McCray, right? All of them are going to be low owned because nobody wants to fucking play Austin Peay people. So that's what you need to talk about. That's what I'm talking about when I say correlation. Don't just go play your Reed Davis Corley, because everybody's going to fucking play that noob. If you insist on playing it, then at least consider a bring back with one of these low-owned guys. See how they're low-owned here with the bright green? That's what you want to be doing. I'm not going to go over every one of these. By the way, I didn't finish. You can see I ran out of time here. So let's see. I'm pretty sure these two are not going to be very highly owned. I need to get that ready for my Discord. Okay, so that's what you want to do. That is the correlation you want to look at. The other thing you want to consider is, are they a good cash play or a good GPP play? And a lot of times the cash plays will often be, I just noticed, you could tell I was last second color coding all these right before the thing because I forgot them. Just because somebody's a cash play doesn't mean they're not a good GPP play. When I have them color coded, I have their salaries over here because I had to double color code for ownership and one for if they're a good cash or GPP play. Whenever I color coded it, you can be a good cash and GPP player, right? Cash just means you basically have a very safe floor, right? It means like, you're going to probably get 2 or 3 extra value on your worst game, right? A GPP is a guy that might get you 0 points and might get you 23 points. So, like when I'm talking about, all these wide receivers from Austin Peay, there is a decent chance if you play one of those guys, they're going to get you a 0 burger tomorrow, which in a GPP, you just got to be willing to eat that, right? But there's also a chance they could get you, fucking 5 catches, 78 yards, and a touchdown, and then you're fucking dancing in the streets, right? Because you just did that with a $3,000 receiver. And then you're going to be printing money. Not to mention, if they're scoring, that's keeping Western Kentucky trying longer. So it's almost like a double score if Goodman or Shackelford scores, right? Now, why did I select these guys? I basically went through and went and selected all the guys that are viable plays for tomorrow. There are more guys that will be on the field, but these are the guys that have either proven success or are going to be starters, because all we can do on week 1 is just go with the guys that are going to be on the field the most and just hope that's who the fucking quarterback throws to. Okay? It might be somebody I didn't even put up here, but we're literally in week 0, so we don't know anything. The other big stack is going to be the Utah State game. Utah State has a really good offense. You could honestly go with their running back, or you could go with Bonner and their receivers. You can kind of get an idea they're going to be very popular. Why are they going to be popular? Because they have a 42-point implied total. And when you have that big of a total, that's a lot of safe points, right? Probably worst case scenario, Bonner gets 25 points tomorrow. Outside of getting hurt, he's just almost assured to get that many points. Now, the problem you run into is who do you pair him with, right? I think the most common choice is probably going to be McGriff and Cobb, but these are things to consider. I would say if you're going with cash, you take the guy that you know is going to probably get the most targets, which is going to be McGriff. That's why he is in cash. But I will be the first to acknowledge that Cobb probably does have more upside to have a big game. On the flip side of that, UConn sucks. You should never consider playing a shitty quarterback or their shitty running back, but they do have 3 cheap wide receivers who could go off. And if I'm playing a Utah State stack, I'm bringing it back with at least one of these punt wide receivers. Why do I do that? Because A, it saves me a shit ton of salary. B, it's correlated to the success of Bonner. And C, I want to have some exposure to that game that if everything goes right, I have a bring back. That's why. Those are the 3 reasons. All right, you move over here to Northwestern Nebraska. Notice there is not as many GPP plays in this game. Why are there not as many GPP plays in this game as there was in the other 2 games? And the answer is simple. It's a lower implied total, and you do not want tons of GPP plays in the lower implied total games because the 30-point, 35, 40-point upside from guys going ham isn't there in a game that's fucking 17-13. Okay? However, because the game's going to be competitive and there's some fair salaries, there does end up being a decent amount of cash plays, right? If you are a believer like me that Northwestern is going to be able to run the ball on Nebraska tomorrow, well, then both of their running backs are pretty viable candidates, right? They both have I wouldn't surprise me if they both got 15 touches. Wouldn't surprise me if they got 2 touchdowns between them, and they're both very reasonable salaries, right? But on the flip side of that, they're not going to be passing the ball a lot. But the one thing I can say is they do have one guy that I think will get the majority of the targets, and that's Washington at a reasonable price. But I have him as a GPP because if you're counting on a Northwestern wide receiver to light it up for your cash team, you're a fucking moron. And you shouldn't do that, Bob. Okay? Nebraska, you got Casey Thompson. He's going to come in at modern ownership, but I think he's a really good cash play because he has a very safe floor. Casey Thompson will almost assuredly get 250 yards passing, probably 20 yards rushing, and probably throw for 2 or 3 touchdowns. That is a very safe floor, especially when you compare his salary on DraftKings at $7,200 versus the salaries of Reed, Bonner, and Travis from Florida State, right? You're getting that discount. So he is a very good cash play. Why I don't have him as a GPP is I don't think that he has enough upside to win you a GPP tomorrow. Why? I just don't think the game's going to be high scoring enough. I don't think there's any way Casey Thompson throws 4 touchdowns tomorrow. And if you're going to have a GPP winning quarterback, you're probably going to need 4 touchdowns from him, right? And I don't see him doing that. So I'm out there, even in my super flex, because if you don't know, in college football, we have a super flex where you can actually put a quarterback. And for all of you that don't know, always play a quarterback. You should have 2 quarterbacks in every lineup because they're the only motherfathers that touch the ball every single play. Okay, the center does too, but fucking you can't play the center, so shut up. All right. Other guys from Nebraska. Palmer, he's going to be really highly owned. He has a very reasonable price tag. I have him as a good cash play just because I think that he is safe to get 8 targets and probably 5 catches. I would like to see him in a shootout game, but, you can't fucking have everything. I think he has a safe floor. If you want a couple punts, well, then you have Washington and Manning. Problem with these guys are Manning especially, at least with Washington, you look at that salary, he's more of a punt. That's something to consider. Wyoming versus Illinois, this is just a game I hate. I just don't, like this. You can play the cash game. I think Swin is Wyoming's only offensive weapon. He's very fairly priced, and he seems almost a lock outside of injury to get 20 touches. I'm a believer that Wyoming is going to keep it decently close, and if they are, they're going to be running the ball. I think Swin, he's not in a running back by committee like almost all these other running backs are. To me, that's like exactly what I want in cash, just a nice safe. I can almost count on him to probably get 20 carries, 100 yards, and hopefully a touchdown. That's a fucking smash play at 6,000, right? Over on Illinois, This Brown guy, he's, I guess if they're going to run the ball and control it, maybe he's good. But an $8,000 running back from Illinois, to me, I would only play that in a GPP. There's no way I'm playing him in cash. I'm not playing an Illinois running back at $8,000. Get the fuck out of here. And then they got some receivers because they are favored. They do have a 28-point total, so someone's got to get those points, right? So maybe it's these receivers. Williams does seem like the guy that will get the majority of their touches, but they do have some punts. All right, 3 games left. Idaho State versus UNLV. This is a game. The quarterbacks are garbage. The running back at UNLV is going to be mega chalk, but honestly, in cash, who gives a fuck? Eat it. You put him in there. That is where you start it. He is going to probably get his touches. He gets a lot of catches out of the backfield. He's very safe for those points. On the flip side of that, Idaho State has a little squirmy running back that's the bare minimum, where all he has to do is just catch one screen and take it to the house, and he's a fucking smash play in GPPs. Okay? You got to remember, UNLV, let's go look at our totals real quick. UNLV is a 36, so they're a 21-point favorite in a game with 52. So basically, I'm banking that hopefully Idaho State can keep it competitive with UNLV. If they do that, one of these guys probably goes off. Would I ever play 2 of these guys in a lineup? Not a chance. But if I'm playing Robbins and I want to play Williams with him, maybe I bring it back with one of these Idaho State guys as a correlation play. By the way, get your questions over there. We're about to hop into questions right now, so get your ass over there. I got the ranch water flowing. I'm going to answer some questions, and hopefully we're going to win some money tomorrow. I'm not going to lie. My little symbol, my little showdown, hoedown symbol that you see at the top of all the fucking leaderboards, I have a good feeling one of my people is going to spike a big GPP tomorrow at college football. Because don't forget, the very first week I ever did the showdown, hoedown at golf, I literally got second place in the main event the second night I ever did it, which was $15,000. All Homa has to do is make one birdie putt on 17 or 18, and I have $50,000. But 2022 has not been the year of the big guy. Okay. Let's get over here to Duquesne and Florida State. It's Duquesne, you dumbass. All right. Duquesne, you're only playing fucking punts. Okay, they're all punts. They're all GPP plays over here. Isabel, Minders, and Lucas. But I'm really not even considering any of these guys. Seeing they have what, like an 8-point implied total? Unless I want to have one cute bring back with a Travis stack. That's really the only time I'm playing these guys. Just like I'm not playing any Idaho State guys unless I want to bring back with UNLV, or any Austin P guys unless I want to run back with Western Kentucky, right? You see, these slapdick, especially this first week where there's lots of FCS schools, you got to just maybe play one punt. Don't go play 2 or 3 punts from a bring back. Don't do that. Matter of fact, the best bring back would probably be like Travis, 2 of his receivers, and 1 Duquesne guy, and then go do a secondary correlation where you go grab 2 receivers, a running back and 2 receivers from this team where they're also correlated. That's how you make a really good lineup. So now you just need those 2 games to smash, and if those 2 games smashes and all 7 of your guys are in those 2 games, your chances of having a nuts lineup goes up exponentially. Get those questions over there, and you better put a question mark, you motherfathers. So here's my problem. Travis is the best quarterback on this entire slate. He has definitely the safest floor. He's definitely going to get probably 2 passing touchdowns and 1 rushing touchdown minimum. He has a super safe floor. You could definitely play him in cash. And you say, well, why do you have him listed as GPP? And the answer to that is I just worry that Florida State does not have a great offensive line. Florida State knows they don't have a great backup quarterback. I feel like they pull the plug on him super, super early, especially if he's out there running around like an asshole and maybe taking big hits. They're really going to pull the plug on him. So because of that, I don't love him in cash. I feel like there's safer options at quarterback for cash than Travis. But I will say he does have a very safe floor. There is something. If you can easily get to 8,800 for your salary, which, by the way, this is just driving me nuts. I got to go over here and fix this. Somehow he's 80.8. I can't stand for that. You will be a comma, bitch. All right. Boom. There it is. If you can get there, then yeah, he's a good play. I mean, he has a super safe floor. Their running back situation, they kind of have a running back by committee, but if they're going to be running it up on Duquesne, You got to love that these guys can all get theirs, especially Ward, who seems to be the starter at 6,100. You could easily play him in cash. The only reason I don't have him in cash is I fucking hate timeshares, especially in college, especially in a blowout. If Ward really is their starter and they're up 28-0 after the first quarter, like, what's his upside? Like, what's he going to do? You know what I mean? Plus, there's just some other running backs that are cheaper that I feel like are going to get more touches. And for me, I'm always a big fan of just take the touches. Just take the touches. Florida State, they have some great wide receiver options. McDonald is their tight end. He's only 4,000 over on DraftKings. You don't have to get very many points for a guy that's going to be on the field almost every play as a tight end. He does not have to get very many points for him to pay off 4,000. So I put him as a cash play. But they do have some other receivers, a couple punts, and then of course Pittman is their big target. But the problem with Pittman is, man, he's got to get 25 points to really even get you good value on that price tag. Do I want to count on Florida State to have a 25-point receiver in a game that's maybe not going to be competitive? I don't know. But for all of you that want to be sharps, this is what I'm talking about. It's this game right down here, Charlotte versus FAU, that people are going to forget about. People are not going to stack this game as much as they should. This will be the great forgotten about game. A lot of sites don't even have projections or ownership out for it yet. And, all these slapdicks in college football, they don't know anything. They didn't spend the last 2 days of their life looking up all this shit like I have. They're waiting on their touts to tell them, and their touts don't even fucking know this game's happening yet. So because of that, this is a game that I will be attacking a lot. It's going to be competitive. It's going to have a high total. It has two functional quarterbacks, and they both have wide receivers who seem to be the clear guys that will get the targets. Now, there is a chance the running backs go off, and if that happens, that's just bad luck. But they don't have clear running backs that are going to handle all of them. They seem to be running backs by committee. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to stack the shit out of this over on FanDuel. Can't do it on DraftKings, brother. And because of that, I'm going to be stacking the shit out of this game, and I am going to be running all kinds of correlations here, right? I'm going to be, you've got great bringbacks. Matter of fact, what's cool about college football that you may not know because you may be new to it? You can literally completely stack a game. You can go quarterback from each team and all their wide receivers, right? And then just go pick two running backs from other games. That's a legit thing you can do because they have the super flex in college football. And once again, new guy, play fucking quarterbacks in your super flex. Do that for me, okay? I'm trying to help you, right? I am not going to give you fish. I've not told you one guy to play tomorrow because you want to know something? I don't give a fuck who you play. But I do want you to understand why you're doing what you're doing and what is the more optimal play or what is the better EV play. Because just like Jesus, Degenerate 75 ain't going to give you a fish. He's going to teach you how to fish and feed you for life, you motherfather. Let's go. So there you go. That is what it is. You can see the ownership is on there. If you want to see all this, well, too fucking bad. I'm about to go put it over on my Discord. They can have it to look at. You just get it on the stream. Go fuck yourself if you don't like it. Or just come join the Discord. That makes more sense. If you don't know, it'll be in the description right here. You see, it is just the Degenerate 75. Got all kinds of different packages for golf, football, or if you want to do all access, that starts September 1st. I will warn you, the new package does restart on September 1st. I don't know why the fuck Patreon does that, but they do. I once again encourage you this week, please check out Cash. Please check out Cash. It is such a good, safe way to get into college football, get your bearings, hopefully make a little bit of money, and get a feel for how everything works. If you just go throw 100 lineups in the big $15 tomorrow, and you send me a DM being like, I lost $1,200. Well, you fucking moron. You shouldn't have done that. So don't do that. Don't be that guy. Play a couple in the GPPs if you want to. Maybe play, a punt here or there. But by and large, let's go play the safe plays. And let's go play some cash game. Let's go play the guys with a high floor and just play it safe and assume that we can beat 55% of people because that's what you got to do because, DK is going to take their rake and you beat 55% of people, you double up your money. Pretty freaking easy, brother. All right, what do we got? We got 35 people in here. More. Oh, wait, no, we got 39 people in here. Let's fucking go. More than I thought would be here. Thank you guys for being here. We're going to do two things. First of all, these are all the people that retweeted me over on Twitter today. This is to win a free $15 lineup in the big DraftKings contest with me tomorrow. I will split it with you 50-50. I've already had to PayPal. I've already PayPal'd 4 people at least 3 figures. At least 3. S clear again. S clear again. That motherfucker just won. You're a fucking legend, S clear. Love you, brother. All right, you win. We're doing a lineup tonight, S clear. I know I'll get a hold of you, too. You ain't a hard man to get a hold of. And just because you guys are giving up your Friday nights to be here with me, let's go ahead and do one over here, too. Let's do one over here for all you people in the chat. Exclamation point winner. Here we go. The other winner from the chat. From the chat. Make a lineup with me tonight. It is David Porter, that motherfather. He's always talking shit in the chat. But you know what? The guy's always here, and I fucking appreciate him. So, David, me and you, we're doing a lineup tonight, brother. S Clear, me and you are doing a lineup. Send me a message over either on the Discord or on Twitter. I've got a crazy night because I still got to make my golf lineups, and I still got to make college football lineups. Let's get over here to the chat. Hurry up and get your questions in there. I'm going to drink this ranch water, answer these questions. Have I really been on the air for a fucking hour? Holy shit. I thought it's been like 20 minutes. Hold on. Hey, guys, there's 40 of you in here. Honestly, that's more than I was expecting. People just don't know shit about college football, and they don't love it. And all my audience, which I have a very loyal audience, they're golf people. So I need you to spread the word. Tell people about me. Get it out there. Tell a friend. Because I'm telling you, stupid-ass YouTube ain't going to put it in the algorithm. And even if they do, people will be like, I didn't know they did DFS for college football. Well, first of all, dumbass, yeah, they do. And second of all, we do more than just fucking DFS here. I talked about sports betting. I talked about prize picks. I do it all. And I'm fucking entertaining as shit. And if they miss this, that's okay. Tell them to go watch the replay. I get a ton of replays on my streams. You know, the whole point of doing these streams is for people to be here live, but I get like literally 10 times more views on the replays. All right, Kevin Lane. Got a girl box Scout cookies and ready to go dig in. 1st and 10 with Degen. Kevin Lane, my man. Hey, save some of those cookies for tomorrow. Be here for the stream. Let's watch some games tomorrow. I will help you guys with pivots because remember, they do late swap at college football. So if there's injury news or if our lineups get off to a slow start, maybe we go pivot to some crazy plays. That's just something to consider. Cody Berry with footballs. Brett Bilkey. Been waiting all day for this. Let's go football season. Hey, Brett, I hope I didn't let you down, you motherfather. I hope you enjoyed this. And even if you didn't, or if nobody else did, fuck them all. I'm doing it again next Friday because I don't give a fudge. All right, let's see. Nick says, go Tigers. No, I won't say it. Boomer fucking sooner, Nick. Love you, brother. Joanne Sluice. Gather Growl is here for tonight. Gather Growl. I'm not sure what that means, Joanne, but I like the cut of your jib. Thanks for being here, homie. What the hell is Austin P? So if you've ever had a green bean, Austin P is actually the cousin of that, right? It's a small native bean to the Amazon. Very healthy, very fibrous. That is an actual fact. Their name. If you believed any of that, you got to stop taking my shit serious. I just pulled all that straight out of my ass. Gator Growl. There we go. Gator Growl is here for tonight. Thank you, Joanne, for clarifying that. Now I know what you mean. I can't say that I like the Gators, but I'll tell you this. Don't tell Nick. I like them more than I fucking like LSU. Fucking Cajuns. Al Paul, can't bet college football in my state. Just here to support the channel. Drop a like. Yeah, go drop a like and a sub, guys. I'd really appreciate that. Al, this is what I do. My piece of shit state in Oklahoma, I can't bet either. Just go tell your friend. Surely you got a friend in another state you trust. Just have them go drop, $20 on the game that you want. I can't give away my source, but I'll just let you know. I know a guy. Let's grow the channel enough to pay players NIL. That would be cool as shit, Sean. I want to get into college football. My two passions are college football and golf. I don't give a fuck if nobody watches my college football. I enjoy covering it, and I'm going to grow this bitch, okay? I've been humbled by golf. Actually, I've been anti-humbled because the golf channel blew up so fast I could have never imagined. Now, college football, nobody gives a shit about me or my content, so I'm just going to have to grow it organically and slowly, and that's going to test my pride and my ego. So we're going to do it, but I'm going to do it. I've already decided, fuck everybody, I'm doing it. And I'm doing NFL. I did a best ball last night. No one was there live, but I got a shit ton of replays. All right, Cody Berry says, haven't done a lot of college football DFS. What are some of the main strats and points you're looking building your lineups? Cody, I think I answered a lot of that, but the biggest thing I would say is really tomorrow focus on cash over GPPs. The second biggest thing is take the free squares, right? Like when there's a $3,000 running back who's going to be getting 15, 20 touches, just take the free square, especially in cash. And the most important thing is make sure you've got two quarterbacks. One is your quarterback, one is your super flex, and correlate the shit out of them, okay? That's what you do. That's what you do. If you're going to be playing GPPs and you want to take Reed from Western Kentucky, he's going to be a super popular play. Well, maybe don't go put him with, let's see, who are the two really popular ones? Maybe instead of taking Reed and pairing him up with Davis and Corley, maybe go look at putting Hall and Burt with him and just hope that's who he throws the ball to, right? Because it's a little arbitrary who's going to get the ball, especially in those air raid offenses like that, right? Taking that back off the screen. Get out of here. You don't get to see it. You don't get to see all my shit. I spent years on that. Okay, I spent most of the day on it. I'm a total college football DFS. I'm going to assume that meant noob. It looks daunting. So many games. Where do I start? Well, first of all, there's only 6 games this week, Sean. Second of all, I broke it down already for you. You're over on the Discord, you motherfather. So I literally color-coded it and made all the legitimate plays you should even consider. So instead of considering 400 players tomorrow, there's literally about 30 you should consider. Furthermore, I broke it down by game. You correlate your games. It's pretty easy to make fun, competitive lineups. That's what I'm here for, brother. That's what the Patreon's for. I got you. You're a newbie. We get it. We are all Sean. We all learned together, brother. Hey, most people had played Showdown and they fucking sucked at that till I came along. Most people play college football and they suck at that. Maybe I can fix that too. College football DFS is a blast. It really is. I mean, the reason it's a blast is it's so easy to get the nuts play that nobody's on. Like, there'll be a guy tomorrow, less than 3%, that probably scores 40 points. If you get that guy, you're in such good position. The only way you can get that guy is by putting a little bit of time and a little bit of effort into it. And you're thinking to yourself, I ain't got time to do that. Don't worry, dude. I already did it for you, brother. I gave you all the guys that will be on the field that are the most likely to do that. But I'm a college sports junkie all around. Me too, brother. I love some college sports. This is what happens when you live in a state without NFL. Let's see here. Lines on the game involving FCS teams don't come out until the day before. Yeah, they've been out all day. I know that. Isn't UConn about to shut down their program? I heard that they were considering it. They probably should. You know what? Never forget, UConn was in the Fiesta Bowl. What was that? 2007 or something like that? Or is it 2011? Oh, you played them. I remember that. All right, let's see. If I don't see question marks, I'm not answering it. Nick wants to know, Vandy traveling to Hawaii and giving 9.5. Get the fuck out of here. Yeah, that is what's called a bad spot, Nick, and that is my favorite thing to bet is bad spots. When you're taking a flight from the Eastern time zone all the way to Hawaii, that's a bad spot. And, there's that whole middle ground where they're Vandy. Get the fuck out of here. Sean wants to know, I looked at, who do you think generically a better prize pick play, over or under? I tend to, I would say I play the overs way more. I never like to bet on people that not perform well. For instance, when I'm doing prize picks for golf, I almost always take the over on birdies, but I only play it when I see a big edge. So, if I think the course is going to play super easy and they're laying 4 birdies, I'm all over it. Sean, I looked at college football DFS lineup. Wow, really different. Yeah, it is. But you know what? Because it's really different, it seems like a barrier to entry, Sean, but it's really not. It's just a way to scare off noobs. Week 1 unders, and because they make those lineups like that, Sean, there's actually even more advantage. You'd be amazed how many people don't play quarterback in their super flex. I just don't get it. I don't get it. You should almost always play it. They get points almost every play. Unless they're handing it off, they're almost always getting points. Defenses are ahead of offenses coming out of camp. That's true. You got to love Thoughts Night. Alley 3, HV 3. All right. Let's see. If I don't see question marks, I'm skipping over your ass. Not a lot of not question marks in here. NCAA not available in Louisiana, but I'm still here supporting my man, Bob. Nick, I can't tell you that there are ways around that. Brett, do you like to play 2 QBs in the Superflex spot? Yeah, I already answered that, Brett. Haha, just answer my question after I pose it. Brett, how the hell do you get these yellow highlighted things? I need to know that. NCAA DFS in and around Louisiana, SEC land, that is weird. Showdown Hoedown tonight. David, it's already been out, brother. I put that out about an hour and a half ago, so get your ass over there and check it out. In college football scoring, the same as NFL. For DraftKings it is. I think that everything I'm thinking of, the passing yards, the touchdowns, the bonuses, they're all the same as DraftKings. Yep, on DraftKings anyways. If you have $1,200 to burn, give it to me. I'll kick you in the nuts. Sean, we're not kicking people in the nuts tonight. Hells yeah. David won. All right. I think that's it, guys. Appreciate all of you being here. We got up to 40 or so? Not bad. We caught momentum as the thing went on. Hey, come check out the game with me tomorrow. I'm going to be streaming it. I'm a good watch. I'm a good commentator. If you don't believe me, go back and watch that Cut Sweat show we did a couple weeks ago with when we needed Smotherman to miss it. Spread this to some friends. Go drop a like on this motherfather video. Sub to the channel, share with some friends, help grow it. If you want to see my spreadsheet, I'm about to go post it and make a special video for all of my people over on the Patreon right now. I hope you enjoyed this. I'll talk to you motherfathers next time. I need to close my screen and I need to show you my outro. I'll talk to you motherfathers later.